The past. Nice little operation you got here, Professor. But a little hard to get to, don't you think? That is the point, Captain Galliard. I value my privacy and the privacy of my students here at the Academy. I imagine those in your trade value it as well. You have my usual shipment. Aboard ship. We'll run 'em out to you, but the Magister told me to ask, do you have anything for us? Look outside. To the Zeltron, older than the others. She is a wild one. Inattentive, disruptive. No good to me at all. There is no sense prolonging the inevitable. Yes, it would be best for everyone, Goliard. You can have her. The present. Sky Reaper crews are all in Shantique. The latest shipments in the pits already. Efficient. Survival is quite the incentive, isn't it, Goliard? 33 years with the Crucible, and you're only now learning that. Surprising, since it's the thing we're all about. Whoever constructed the ruins on Volgax died out long ago on the inhospitable world, and yet, today, its population includes countless Republic citizens, kidnapped in their travels or stolen from their homes, forced by the tattooed minders of the organization known as the Crucible into one solitary enterprise. Combat. Combat, armed and unarmed, against their fellow captives in the metal pits of the so-called Proving Ground. It is indeed a struggle for survival, especially for the new arrivals. Wait! We don't have to... Blast it! I told you we don't have to fight! Why do you keep... Hey! Hey, are you alright?
Looking good, Navy. Looking real good. But you've got to go on offense sometime. Let's see if one of our veterans can show you how.
Hey! Don't... What kind of crazy place is...
Nah!
I've had about enough of this! Enough. Bring him up. It isn't every rookie that gets the better of Snout. I want a closer look. Nice. You have a name, lover? Says he's Karth Camlin, lieutenant escorting the Vindication. Our crew picked up his Auric fighter alone in deep space. He lost his convoy, first mission out. Republic Navy's really scraping bottom these days, Shantique. I don't know who you people are, but you'd better let me go. People are going to be looking for me. But not on Volgax. You've just made a career change, Camlin. But you'd better get serious in the pit soon, or you won't last long. We'll work on that. You show promise. And if nothing else, you brought us another ship. Goliard, see that it's put into service. You could use some more firepower after your last disaster. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry I knocked you away so hard. I didn't know... Hello?
You're wasting your time, cadet. I have never heard Snout speak, not in my years as Magister Protector, nor when I was a new recruit like you. And curiosity, Karth Camlin, will keep you from living half that long.
I was just trying to understand my opponent, to be a better warrior.
Then fight him every day and learn. Kamasi share memni, memories of past traumatic experiences. He doesn't just have his own combat experience. He remembers every fight of every Kamasi that's ever come through here. It's why we never let him leave. Now, enough talk. Back to your training. Ah! Break off! Ciao!
You're right, Griff. This was a bad idea.
Jedi. You are Jedi. Kamasi can sense it. You are a Jedi.
I'm Zayne Carrick, and yes, I'm here to help. I'm a scout, but my friends have a way to find me, and they're bringing help. Lots of it. Your name is Snout?
I don't know. I don't know. But I think I remember Rathar Saitan. Yes, history student. Ralthar Saitan, years ago, before the Sky Reapers came, brought me to the pits.
What are the Crucible doing here, Ralthar? What is it? Jarael didn't know. What's all this useless fighting for?
So much. Seen so much. But I can't tell you. I don't know the words anymore. But if you are Jedi, I can show you. Yes, you see it. You see them. What I saw, what they saw. Every Kamasi the Crucible has ever held, not just in my lifetime, but in theirs. The Crucible, this torture, this agony has lasted hundreds of years. Through the Great Sith War, even through the Golden Age of the Sith, they've been here all along, hiding, stealing people, tearing families apart, children, parents separated, forced to fight, told their loved ones will suffer if they don't fight. But everyone suffers. Everyone. The people who repeatedly fail are discarded, thrown away, others shipped out, don't know where. Only Ralthar stays. Only Snout, a peaceful people, the Kamasi, made to fight, and all their fighting, all their agony in me, it never stops, Zayne Jedi! It never stops! It never stops! Stop!
Snout did it, Shantik. Like we figured. I heard right. Jedi can read Memnai.
As good as your word, Baron Jar. Now he's ready. The mighty Jedi. Yes, I know who you are, and I know what you did. Galliard is of little use to anyone, but he knew a salvage starfighter when he saw one. You bought it. You wanted us to find you, so your friends could find us. But we found your tracking device, so tonight it's just you and me, Zayne and Shantik. Don't be surprised, I told you. I know who you are. Bardrin gave me the recordings from Jervo's world. You were with Jarael there. It wasn't hard to guess you were the Jedi that saved her from Galliard. I don't suppose little Jarael told you about me. I'm not surprised. I suspect there's a lot she hasn't told you about who we are and what she did. That's why, when we knew who you were, we let you see the Kamasi. Ballinjar was right. You've lived one day in the Crucible, but Snout showed you lifetimes. I'm glad you saw it. Now, you know.
The fighting, the deaths, they're meaningless.
I get it. It's fine for Jedi to practice violence, as long as they pretend it has meaning. Violence needs no end, Zayne. It simply is. Such great beings should be above such silly pretenses. You shouldn't... Wait, you don't kill, do you? Strange and interesting. Interesting that Jarael would find you, of all people.
How could...
You want to know how Jarael, how your Jarael could have been a part of this?
Yes.
Whatever she's been to you, it's a lie. It's only good that I warned you in time. She is of this place, and it is of her. Sweet little Edessa no longer exists.
Edessa?
Her birth name, but Jarael is what she is, and still is. She never told you, did she? In the ancient tongue of the Crucible, her name, the word that's printed on her face, is Destroyer.
Space, not far from the deep core.
This plan has gone so wrong. The tracking device we hid on Zayne's fighter was working fine when we left him. How could it give out so fast? The Crucible loves to pick off stray ships from convoys. His ship should have led us to their latest hideout. But now they could have taken him anywhere.
I tried to warn you both, Jarael. Don't bait traps with anyone you hope to see again. The muscle I hired just called. With no Zayne and no slaves to help rescue, they've taken another job. We're on our own.
I know. I've called anyone who could help find Zayne. I even called Malik, as uncomfortable as that was.
I told you not to call Malik, Jarael. We can find the slavers and Carrick without his help.
Well, he didn't offer, did he, Roland? He and his Jedi are off fighting their war. If you can't turn to Jedi, who's left? Elby, Zayne told me he had allies who could help, but he never said who they were or how to reach them. But he told you. Zayne was talking to you about his plans that night on Jervo's world. What did he say? Elby, you've got to help me save him. Please. It's my fault. He was trying to help me, trying to help others, and now he's a slave himself.
A slave? Zayne was not talking to me that night, but through me. Activating portable holo-transmitter. Signal established. Connecting.
Hello? Zayne? Shell?
Volgax and the proving ground of the Crucible.
Yes, Zayne. Your Jarael was here, at a place like this, and she was a part of it. She oversaw the pits. She was wielding the prod. She may have told you something of life here, but now you've lived it. Thanks to the Kamasi, you know what we do, and what she's capable of.
She couldn't have been a slave minder for long, Shantique, or whatever your name is. She lived on Terrace for years after Camper saved her. She must have been a kid when she was with the Crucible.
How old do you think she is? Or has she even told you that?
She's my age, I think. I don't...
Try closer to 25. It's hard to know time here, but I knew her before. We were taken from the same settlement, the same school. She's 2 or 3 years younger than me, but more than old enough to stab me in the back.
Whatever you say,
Lady, I don't think I can believe anything you... I said she stabbed me in the back! You were the overseer she challenged. It wasn't even in combat. She struck me down and left me to die. If she did, it was because she had no other choice. It was to save the other younglings. From you! A funny way to save lives. Do you have any idea what the Crucible does with its injured? We don't have healers. We just have replacements. And those we replace, we throw away. I was sold off with the garbage, the invalids who couldn't fight anymore. I won't tell you who's in the market for slaves who can't do anything. I would have been glad to die, only I didn't die. Somehow, when I turned inside myself to escape, I found something there. Power. The power to not die. The power to heal myself. And once I'd succeeded, the power to take my freedom and my revenge. Dealing with my new masters was just the start. It wasn't easy. A teenage murderer living on the streets of the Rimworlds. But eventually, I found the Crucible again. By then, Jarael was gone, having stowed away with some crackpot merchant they'd done business with. But I found other ways to even the score. I got my old job back, and a lot more. You came back? I know you couldn't go home to Jarael's school. Golliard abducted or killed everyone there. But why would you come back here? Because it's different this time. I'm Magister Impressor. I oversee the capture of new recruits, the placement of our successful trainees, and the disposal of our failures. No one will have that power over me ever again. Then why not do something about this place now? Jarael tried to change the system from within, but you could really do it. You could even find the other students from your school and help them. Oh, I found them, like Jarael, and thrived. Some were trainers at our other sites. Others were being readied for sale. Rounding them up was the first thing I did. There's someplace safe, then? I wouldn't say that. More like someplace ironic. Many of them were friends of Jarael's. Knowing how they're living now is one of the perks of the job. Jarael's not someone you want to associate with, Zayne. Look at the name her slaves gave her. Incrucible Cant. Destroyer. She's not worthy of your trust. In your heart, I think you know that, don't you? You're using the Force! I just thought you were influencing my emotions, like Zeltrons do, but you've been into my thoughts. You're not trying to seduce me. This is just another kind of torture. Like you tortured Gothar Cleage. That was you, wasn't it? What part of your hard life made you do that? Is this how you have fun? You've broken training, recruit. Time to go back. Bladed weapons this time, and in with the Kamasi. Why more fighting? And why Snout? He's been through so much! What is this place? You make people fight for nothing! And tearing children from their mothers and fathers! What could be worse than that? My father gave me to the Crucible! You still don't understand us, Jedi. but I'm not done with you yet.
What were you hoping for, Jedi? An uprising? A revolt you could lead? Knights have stumbled into our sights before. They always discover the same thing. Our trainees never rise against us. They've got nothing left for you, because they give everything they've got to us. We make sure of it.
Forget the armor, Baron Jar. I won't fight!
So you say, but the Crucible exists to find out what you will do. In the flames, a farmer can become KOTOR Klij. A Jedi can lose his love for peace, and a Kamasi can become a killer.
There's got to be a way out of this, Snout! Ralthar! We don't—
Hush, Zayne, Jedi. There's no time. My mind has cleared since you touched it. I understand the Crucible now. They are not criminals, and not an army. They are a remnant of something long gone. They are a machine, created by the Sith Lord Ildis to turn subject peoples into strong armies. A machine that has never been turned off, centuries after Ildis turned to dust. The Crucible feeds on war, turning refugees into slave armies for whomever will pay. The stone does not care why it sharpens the sword. The Crucible's only aim is to go on. They will never let me go, never end my pain, not while my pain educates other warriors. I will never die until another Kamasi is kidnapped and made to take my burden.
Duelist, attend! This is a bladed melee drill, freeform, no quarter. Fight until—
whenever. I won't fight! Snout, you don't have to do this! They can't make you do anything you don't—
They can. They did. And I let them. I let them turn me against nature, Zayne Jedi. I let them make me into a fighter. So, I will fight!
Wait! What are you doing with the—
I'm sorry.
No! You pulled my hand! I didn't mean to! Heal! Heal, blast it! Heal!
Try to forget.
No! Meaningless, wasn't it? Now I'm done with him. Later. The pits are raised and in the carriers, Magisters. We're locked and stocked. Where to?
You know the procedure, Galliard. One of the scurry holes away from the core. It wouldn't be necessary if someone had let us finish Carrick off.
He is finished. We've seen Snout suit up 1,000 times. He left that gap in his armor on purpose. He thought Carrick was his savior. Jarael thought he was too. It's why she sent him here, to fight her battle. It was only right to return such a gift in kind. So, I've sent him back to her. I only wish I could stay and watch. Zayne! Zayne! I'm so glad we found you! I didn't think we would ever, if not for Shell. Elby put us in touch. I can't believe she's on Coruscant now, working for Senator Gravis. He escaped Terrace after the Resistance fell, and now he's a champion for refugees everywhere. What am I saying? You know this. She's your resource. She told you where the Crucible might be before, based on reports of missing travelers. Well, she did it again. Somebody sighted the Crucible here on Volgax. Looks like they've pulled out already. I'm sorry we were too late. I'm sorry this happened at all, but I'm so glad to see you. Zayne, are you all right? Zayne? Jarael, how could you? These people you were with, they're horrible. The things I've done, the things I've seen the Minders do in Snout's memories are horrible. How could you have been one of them? I explained. They were hurting the other kids. She was hurting them. I thought if I stopped her, if I took her job, I could help them. Helping them fight so they got hurt less? It's still staying here. It's not enough. I was 13. You should have tried. Wait, what? You were with them, and you left, and you didn't come back. Left thousands of them, all here, afraid. You've even still got the name they gave you when you became an overseer. Why would you keep that? I'm sorry. I need some time to deal with this. You need. Well, I don't want to deal with it, Zayne. I never wanted to until you made me. I thought we were dealing with it now, together. You know, Zayne, for someone who's supposedly failed at so many things he's tried, you have standards no one can meet. Maybe you're just young, or maybe it's just who you are. But if you don't know who I am, Zayne, after all this time, maybe it's time we end this and go our own ways. I'll go tell the others. Oh, and about the name the slaves I tended gave me, and these marks I keep. You're right. I guess I should get rid of them. If I don't, it's only because in the Crucible's language, Jarael means protector. Protector?
The old Senate chamber on Coruscant has long served as a symbol for the justice that the Republic represents. Even as, a generation ago in the Great Sith War, it served as the site of one of the galaxy's most heinous crimes. It was here that fallen Jedi Exar Kun, brandishing a unique lightsaber of his own making, fought and slew his own master, Vodo Syask Boss, but while a modern secure facility soon replaced the chamber. The old Senate remains an occasional venue for ceremonial events of historic import, thanks to its large public seating. Events including show trials for the odd notorious defendant, presuming they can get him inside in one piece. Keep moving, Demogorgon! You may not be the Mandalorian that started the war with the Republic, but you'll do for this crowd. The helmet's a nice touch. You're the face of all Mandalorians everywhere. That idea is courtesy of Malak, the Jedi you tortured. You've got a lot to answer for.
I'm of the Mandoade. We don't talk.
Why not, Dr. Demogorgon? Aren't you proud of your great achievements? Your ruthless experiments on Jedi? Or how about what your people have done in Mandalore's name? Wiping out whole peoples, your sneak attack on the Republic, your sabotage of our self-defense fleet, killing the heroic Dre family.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I forgot. You've been asleep. When the Jedi captured you, you took the coward's way out, attempting suicide with one of your vile drugs. But we revived you. Our doctors actually help people.
Don't want to talk to you. There was a Jedi on Flashpoint. I need to see.
You'll see them soon enough. When our trial starts, you see, people of the Republic, stripped of armor, the Mandalorians are a joke.
We're not who you think we are. I'm not who you think I am.
He looks drugged, holdover from the coma. They say his lucidity will return, which is good. I want him fully aware of everything that's coming to him. Thanks for coming back to testify, Zayne. Where's Jarael?
She's on her own now. We had a difference of opinion.
Sorry, I saw that coming. I guess I always saw her with someone older, more established. You know what I mean. I'm testifying after the break. I want to get back to the front. My ship is already out with Kareth's patrol, and I already had one victory. We retook Amanoth long enough to salvage the wreck of Arcanian legacy. Oh, funny thing about that, we found a Daska's cyborg aide in a lab. He was mutilated. Mandis don't usually do that. Well, besides Demagol. See you in court. I see you didn't tell Malik that Roland Dyer was traveling with Jarael.
Malik's already in a Mandalorian-hating mood, Griff. That wouldn't have helped. But he's wrong about Roland. It was Roland who insisted that the four of us come here right away when we heard Demagol was awake. They can use us here, I know. But still, I don't know. I still feel like something's not right.
So do I!
Okay, that's it. What's wrong with you? You've been in a rotten mood all day.
I'll tell you what's wrong, partner. You've been ripping me off! I saw one of my accountants this morning. The money our father was managing for us is gone! Getting chased by rat ghouls and crooked Jedi was one thing, but I won't tolerate a thieving partner!
Oh, I didn't expect you to find out before I put it back. I've been, borrowing it for a special project.
A project besides busting a slaving operation, you mean? You sprang that one on me, too! I won't have it! I won't have secrets in my crew!
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never... wait! I almost fell for that. No secrets? What about Sirocco? I thought you and Slisk were killed in a nuclear blast! Then you show up days later and you never explain!
It was, complicated. I was waiting for the right time.
How about the first 10 times I asked you about it? All you ever said was once we got back to civilization, I'd figure it out. It's been weeks! I haven't figured it out!
Hey, don't think you can go changing the subject. We were talking about you, not me. What is it? Oh, that. Guess the right time is now.
What is this place? And what is that thing?
It's my restaurant. One of them. And that's us. Sort of. Maybe you'd better have a seat. And a drink. 2 Captain Specials, Gigi. Make mine fatal. When the Mandis attacked Sirocco, Slisk realized we had no fuel to leave and had a panic attack. Worse, a total freakout. He grabbed me and took off through the camp. The next thing I knew, he was up the ramp of a troop transport, busting past the guards. They were already crazy looking for their flight crew. But before they caught him, Slisk ran for the cockpit, jammed the door, and launched the ship. We beat the blast by seconds. Turns out the crew was on sleep shift below, and they weren't alone. We, saved half a battalion. By accident. When the Defense Ministry guys on Chandrila didn't recognize us as fugitives, I started thinking of what aliases to give them. But it turned out they really wanted to weave this big propaganda story around the rescue, and so was born Captain Benegriff Goodvalor, hero of Sirocco, and his trusty Trandoshan sidekick. Star of holovids, toys, even propaganda broadcasts. I got my actor brother the gig doing those. I only won the licensing rights, including this restaurant chain this morning. I never explained because it's a state secret, and I didn't want you to think I was making money while you were in trouble. I really was going to find you when Jervo had me kidnapped. Honest. I'm sorry.
Too many secrets.
Yeah, the only one that hasn't been keeping secrets is the stupid droid. Maybe it is time to call it quits. Slisk and I have the restaurant, you've got your project, and Elvie can sit in Hot Prospect and stare at the darkness to his metal heart's content.
Yeah, Elby. Since Roland went with Jarael, you won't have to look at the guy who broke your hand.
That was not the Mandalorian that broke my hand.
Now his mind's going too!
Elby, Roland shut the door of the last resort on your pincer the day we met him. Remember?
I do remember. That Mandalorian looks like the one we have been traveling with. But they are not the same being. I lifted the Mandalorian that broke my hand into the camper special that day, and I lifted that container the next night, once the Mandalorian you call Roland was hiding in it. That being weighed 17.4 kilos less. They are not the same being.
That can't be right.
Can it?
I am a bulk loader. I may not know what many things are in your world, but I know what they weigh.
But what could that mean? We were with him the whole time you're talking about... except... He's still out of it. I was forced to strike him again while getting him suited up.
Wait, you're panicking because Roland trimmed down? He's still the same antisocial bruiser he's always been, isn't he? Chemistry now. Do Mandy warriors need some kind of advanced degrees these days?
I do not ask you about your special projects, Snivian.
You can't doubt Master Roland. I owe him a life debt, remember? Don't you?
Are you breathing normally again? You are fortunate that I have worked on Trandoshans before.
Really? I didn't know there were Trandoshan Mandalorians.
The gambit has failed, human. We shall do whatever we must to escape. I am remembering. It never made sense. I stashed Demogorgon in the closet. He's not human, but his armor should fit you. Thanks, Roland. If he were human, he'd give us a bad name. Hopefully this plan will work. I was so wrapped up in my own problems, I just didn't listen. The gambit has failed, human. What have I done? What have I done?
This is crazy, Zayne! There's gotta be another explanation. If what you're thinking is true, Roland's lied to us every minute for months! He'd need to be the king con artist in the galaxy!
Why not? Look who he's been learning from! This is worse than horrible. This is the worst thing ever. He's got Jarael, and I sent her away with him. He could have taken her anywhere.
Elby, if you knew all this time, why didn't you tell us?
I preferred not to, and you didn't ask.
Ugh, I wish you did something so I could fire you! Master Zayne, what are you going to do?
What we have to do. Come on, we're going to make it right, starting with the first thing we got wrong. War Tandel. Jarael, I concluded my shopping quickly. Celebrity has its advantages. Did I interrupt you? Sorry, I'm just bad with partings. Zayne and I were barely speaking. Camper's farewell was a hologram. Goes back to when I was little. I never got to say goodbye to my mentor, Warwick, at all. The Crucible saw to that. I guess I won't be bringing the Crucible down after all. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself. I do. I can fix the past, Jarael, and you can do what you were born to do. I have an adventure in mind. I have already rented the ship. Soon, back on the old Senate floor.
This creature's adventures in science were unimaginable. He tore at my flesh, altered my appearance forever, and I was one of the lucky ones, listeners. Look on the data pads we've given you to see those who didn't survive. All in Demogorgon's futile quest to find some knowledge to help the Mandalorians stop the Jedi. He failed! You'll never stop the Jedi, or the Republic. You're coming around, you understand? You're a failure, flesh carver! Isn't that what your name means, Demogorgon? I've told you. Stop calling me that! I've been waiting for this. This time, we're ready! We're all ready! In the name of the millions the Mandalorians have killed, tortured, and enslaved, we'll save the Republic and defeat the Mandalorians forever!
This is your secret, isn't it? You can't beat us in a fair fight! That's the way you like it, Jedi, isn't it? So save your Republic. But who'll save the Republic from you?
This way! This crowd's getting ugly!
I think you're right! Move! Right here! I'll chain him to the seat and take him back to holding!
Lift off! Now!
We're clear! Those people want their demigol.
For the last time, I'm not Demigol. My name is Roland Dyer. We know, and we're sorry. We've made a horrible mistake, and you're the only one who can help us fix it. You. Hyperspace. Destination unknown. Jarael, you said your schoolmates were also kidnapped by the Crucible. Before we parted, Carrick said they yet lived, and that the slavers had hidden them someplace ironic. That was all he knew. Now, where would they consider ironic?
I don't... Osadia?
Osadia, the planet they stole you from. You said you tried to return there yourself, only it wasn't on any chart. You were special students. The school's founders didn't want to be disturbed. But I know where it is.
That's great! Wait, Roland, how could you know about my school?
I know everything. I was present at your birth. I watched you grow and learn then, and now. My Odessa, my triumph.
Perello?
Indeed, the face may be old, but I am surely Antos Warwick, master of the Osadia school. I failed to protect you then, but I am going to make things right. I have found you at last, and now we will find the others.
Master Warwick, you're alive! And you're a Mandalorian.
I have been for some time, Jarael, my dear Odessa. Ever since you were kidnapped, as head of the New Generation Academy on Osadia, I often traveled off-world, until the time I returned to find the community had been attacked, the school pillaged, the students gone. I searched the galaxy in vain for you, to no avail. I was destroyed. For years I drifted, aimlessly, until in my despair I encountered the Mandalorians. I already knew hand-to-hand combat from my work as a trainer. They gave me a new name and a new life. I thought in the austere life of a nomad I would find solace, but I could never put the loss of you behind me. You, even so young, my greatest student of all.
Is that why you ran away from the Mandalorians all those times?
Yes, Roland the Runner. Yes, I was looking for you. With Carrick, I succeeded. Great luck meeting him.
But why didn't you tell me who you were before? So many months I was afraid. Afraid you would never accept me, never trust me, never tell me what happened those years ago.
I failed you and everyone else at the school. We're not just your teachers. We're your protectors. But now we can make things right. You and I. Behold.
Osadia!
Your birthplace. You never saw it from orbit.
I've dreamt it.
So have I. It is a second chance, and I have made preparations for both of us. Your schoolmates are there, Jarael. Help me in this. We can be their salvation, and you can be my redemption. Coruscant. You're all a bunch of incompetent clowns! Demigol never got back to lock up! You know who we're looking for! Stop every vehicle you find! I don't care about rights or jurisdiction! There's a monster on the loose!
We're safe, As long as the owner of this dump doesn't come back.
He already has, Griff. He's me. Just a hobby garage. Bought it before I joined you on Matelos. I, needed a home base.
Do they sell home base insurance?
I think Roland's feeling better. I don't feel better, and I won't. I sleep for months, and they thought I was Demogorgon.
I hate Demogorgon.
That's good, because we need to know what you know. Everything. You helped save our friend from Demogorgon once. We need you to do it again. Soon. What I know because I ran. I told you that things didn't seem right to me. Mandalore has cultivated lieutenants no self-respecting Mandalorian ever would, all in the name of victory. Cassius Fett, who uses trickery, and Demogorgon, the Butcher. My first runs were finding out more about him, talking to former aides. I learned Demogorgon is a Zeltron, but like no Zeltron you ever knew, and raised by slavers like you've never seen. The Iskaloni, emotionless cyborgs, roaming the galaxy and testing on innocence. Robbed of input, young Antos Warwick's Zeltron empathetic abilities never developed, so he saved his skin by offering to help the Iskalani, learning his master's hideous surgical techniques. The Mando Ade struck the Iskalani just before your Sith War, freeing many slaves, including the boy Warwick. We all make mistakes. Our medics taught him about other species, and Mandalore the Indomitable himself taught him martial arts. So he was stunned when the Dark Jedi Ulic Keldroma bested the Indomitable in single combat, subjugating the Mando Ade. How was it possible? What was inside the Jedi? He had to know. Later, Warwick searched Ulic's cabin for anything that might provide answers. He found something. A robe that Ulic always carried with him. Perhaps it held some genetic trace that would reveal more about the Jedi. But before he could investigate, the war ended in another humiliating defeat for the Mandalorians. His mentor dead, Warwick shed his armor and fled to the Republic. But he took the robe. Warwick found a place immediately in an Arcanian university recently renamed for their fallen hero, Arca Jeth. Warwick had talent, and Arcanian biologists have no respect for what's right. A perfect fit. Up until the day the Adaska family purged the university of alien students. So close to finding answers, only to have everything pulled away. Warwick found friends in an unlikely place. In the shadows of the floating cities, among the many medical students of the Arcanian offshoot population. Expelled earlier, but toiling on nonetheless. With these brilliant students, Warwick made his discovery. It wasn't Ulic Keldroma's robe at all. It belonged to his Arcanian mentor, Arca Jeth. But legend says when Master Arca died, he vanished before Ulic's eyes, leaving nothing but a robe. I don't buy that, but it was Arca's robe. Ulic preserved it. A memento, I guess. He had genetic traces of the great Arcanian Jedi, but without better facilities, it was useless. He needed patronage, and found it from Mandalorians interested in avenging their defeat at the hands of the Jedi. With the Mando Ade, the wronged offshoots could pursue science as they never could on Arcania, while making the sails of Arcania's greatest hero work for their own purposes. With them and other volunteers, Warwick formed a research colony on a hidden planet, Osadia. It looked like a utopian community far from the Republic and its wars. But it was actually a controlled experiment to create a race of Mandalorian knights using the cells of Arca Jeth. They'd even be raised in an environment like the one Jeth maintained on Arcania. Nature and nurture, all at once.
Is that even possible? You can't grow Jedi.
Neither could they. Not like they'd hoped. Warwick's team couldn't grow clones. They could only modify children in vitro. But their first attempts proved unbalanced. Something in their genetic model was wrong. Eventually, Warwick realized what it was. Jeth was not pure Arcanian. He had blood from the Sephi race, and even pointed ears like them. Don't bother looking for them in the history hollows. He was disfigured in a fire a couple of years before the Sith War. Arcanian surgeons didn't reconstruct the ears, and the Adaskas doctored all his earlier appearances from their history. They wanted their hero pure. The mixed blood was causing the problem. Of all the birth parents, only the malleable offshoots could adapt. It was actually two of the researchers who had the first child, Edessa, the Triumph.
Jarael! Edessa is Jarael!
She was the first. Soon there were a lot of kids, all physically talented at a young age, all related, in a sense, to Jeth. Warwick knew he had something. He'd studied Jeth's days as a student, his knack for picking up new Force talents quickly. He believed his students could be Force savants, quickly learning any talent they saw in use, maybe even gaining power from proximity to each other. They could have become the vanguard of a new uprising. Only Warwick made a critical mistake. He could never find enough prospective parents for his super warriors, so he got greedy, bargaining with some slaver outfit for more offshoot families. He didn't count on the slavers being greedy too. Returning from a trip to report their success to Mandalore, Warwick and his aides returned to find the guards dead, the lab ransacked, and the children gone. Everything came apart. He'd lost his discovery, but his colleagues had lost their children. When they learned he'd brought the slavers to Osadia, they wanted nothing more to do with him. His project died, but something awful had been born. Warwick returned to Mandalore colder than ever, willing to do anything to anyone to advance his science. In time, we called him Demalagol, the Flesh Carver. Demagol. Demagol's story known. I had begun to look into Fett when I met you. I didn't mind helping you put one over on Demagol. I stripped his armor for you to wear at Flashpoint. Seeing he was a Zeltron confirmed what I already knew. But when I returned to fetch him later, I made a rookie mistake. Never remove your helmet while the hostile's breathing. I don't know what he injected me with, but my muscles went limp. I couldn't speak, but he talked, like a madman, nattering about your offshoot friend, about Jarael. He'd seen her and made the connection. She might be a Jeth child, and if she were, the rest might yet live too. He had to go with her, and that meant he had to be me. The last thing I remember was aboard the Jedi shuttle. He dosed me again and again. Then he was gone, and so was everything else.
We got conned! How could this happen to us? To me!
He made us uncomfortable, but he protected Jarael. We thought he was okay. We all have idiosyncrasies. We cut him slack. But there's something else. The slavers who took Jarael were from the Crucible, and Shantique was taken from the same place. But Shantique said she was sold into slavery by her father, and she's a Zeltron.
Maybe. One of Demagol's earliest test subjects was a daughter, his own, with a Zeltron he met on the project. The daughter disappeared one day, and the mother committed suicide. But you don't think...
He threw her away. She's a psychopath, and he's a sociopath. He thought she was a failure. He threw her away.
Everything about this is disgusting. Children are sacred to the Mandawade. I'm gonna make him a smear on the ground. Can you make it happen, kid?
Yeah, and it's about that time. Get the door, Griff.
Announcing Shel Jelavan, late of Terrace, and escort, such as he is.
You called me away from a senatorial dinner party, Zayne. And people are going crazy out there looking for Demogol. Whatever this is had better be... Oh, you're him. You don't mess around, do you, Zayne? You just find all the public enemies and bring them home for dinner. No dinner, but I had Slisk bring you a gift, Roland. I hope you like it. You want Demogol's head? And so do I. Call this a down payment. Osadia and the grounds of the New Generation Academy. It's so strange seeing this place again, and so awful seeing them here. They're Crucible, all right. Even Baron Jaw's here. They're head of security. I wonder why.
To secure your fellow students, perhaps. Any one of them would be as dangerous to them as you are. The Crucible fears you, and it should. We are only two, but one of us is you. I have watched you fight and train. You will know what to do. You will be protected by lightweight armor I have been fashioning for you these last weeks. And you will have this, something I picked up to match your fighting style. Something from a great warrior. Coruscant, it's armor like mine, only it's flimsy, and who shaved off my spikes. It's just a party costume, but it'll help you move around. Cargriff Capital licenses all the Spikes merchandise. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You're a sports hero. I'm a what? I'm working on finding you a real jetpack. In the meantime, let's see if my new addition is ready. Who sold you this dump? Your equipment lift's going the wrong direction.
I know it doesn't look like much, but I've made some additions. Welcome to Rogue Moon Project Command.
What is this place? Who paid for all this?
You did. Or rather, we did. Dad invested what we took in from the exchange, and the bounty on the Strangler. After I turned down the Jedi's offer to join them, Shel and I got to talking. With the Republic, and now Jedi worried about the war, nobody's looking out for the regular people. So we brought together the families of the other Terrace Padawans and created this, the Rogue Moon Project. This is Garn's father, and Camlin's sister. You've already met Ujo's grandfather. He ran the freighter that carried the dust divers to the refugee center. Everybody pitches in. Shel knew how to build an organization from the Terrace Underground. Through her work with the Senator, we get all kinds of information. They helped me find the Chancellor Felorian and the Crucible. That's what we do. We help people. Refugees, wrongly accused fugitives, anyone without hope, like we used to be, and like Roland is now.
I can't believe this! I'm supposed to be the mastermind around here! You run all this?
They do. I'm more of a volunteer field agent. A, henchman. He's more than that. He's carrying on where my brother and the others couldn't. We even had a specialist fuse their crystals together for his new lightsaber. With Zayne on the job, they'll always be alive. Thanks for letting us borrow it, Zayne. We etched their names on the base. Use it in good health. Hopefully from here we can find Jarael. It's a fair bet Demogol took her to this Osadia. At least we know he won't hurt her.
Master Zayne, I just remembered when you mentioned the lightsaber. I found something while mopping the other day. After Roland, the other Roland finished using those chemicals he'd bought on War Tandel, he dropped this. It looks like a micro tag. Says something here. Double-bladed lightsaber of Exar Kun, fallen Jedi, recovered. Yavin system by Covenant Shadow Morn.
Extreme danger. Do not remove from nullification resin under any...
It's from one of the Sith weapons the Mumo stole from the Odrin warehouse. Could Demogol have lifted one and gotten it out of the green protection stuff? Was that what the chemistry was about?
Oh no, this is horrible! Demogol doesn't know what he's got, or care! Exar Kun, he lived to corrupt others. Anything he touched could be tainted. If Jarael is some kind of force amplifier, there's no telling what could happen. We've got to get to Osadia. That's no good, Zayne. Nobody knows where Osadia is. Even Demagog's colleagues I talked to didn't know. There's got to be a way. There's got to be something.
He's got the look! Spirits help us, he's got the look!
Then you know to get out of my way, Griff. Shell, we're going to need information on fleet positions and the Senator's connections to set up a call. Diplomatic channel, top secret, even from the Republic. Demagol isn't the only one who knows where Osadia is, Roland. Dace Galliard knows. The slaver who kidnapped Jarael in the beginning. He's the weak link. But you said this crucible was in hiding. How can we call him? We're not. You're going to call Cassis Fett. And you've got to do it right now. It may already be too late. An asteroid mining facility, not far from the Ithor system. That anonymous tip to the Defense Ministry was right, Admiral Careth. Full-scale Mandalorian raiding party coming in from hyperspace.
We got here just in time, then. Looks like our little breather since Jebel is over, Lieutenant. Swiftshore, Testament, Veltra, look alive. We're ready, but they've got the numbers. It'll be a good day for the scavengers.
Keep Gladiator tucked in here until it's over. We never get easy pickings like this. The Mandi sure tipped their hand about this one. Unscrambled signal. Even we picked it up. Figure the Mandis to take out the capital ships, raise the mining stations, and head on to Ithor. Ready the Sky Reaper droids to pluck the fresh meat from the life pods, and let's see if we can't get us one of them cruisers. Old Dace Galliard is about to get a new command.
Here they come! Hold the line! Sound collision! What? The Mandis all jumped to hyperspace! What in the name?
Incoming signal, Admiral, from
Zayne Carrick!
That's right, Admiral, and I'm here to warn you. You've got pirates in the asteroid field off your starboard flank.
This is war, Carrick! We can't be bothered with
It's someone you know, Admiral. It's Dace Galliard.
Dace Galliard!
Oh, blast.
Fire to disable, and tractor beams online! Capture that ship now! Through the field to that clearing, quick! We've got to get to... Oh no, not them again!
Lock established, Admiral. We've got him.
Dock us to the Gladiator over there, Slisk. One more boarding party can't hurt.
It worked, Cassis. The people on that slaver ship can lead us to Demagol.
Then the feint was worth doing, Zayne Carrick. I am not Mandalore. I have no love for the flesh carver. You once saved my people from extinction. Consider our debt now paid. And I expect continued silence about your existence, Roland Dyer, as we agreed.
I swear it. Mando ad Dral Digur, Cassis Fit.
Remain dead, questioner, and see that Demagol joins you. Good hunting.
Captain Teleto, what's going on? Where's Galliard?
He went out in airlock, heading to a mining site. We've got to get our fighters down there before he reaches a shuttle.
Don't worry about that, Captain. If this control panel does what I think it does, we can just send some of his friends to pick him up. Soon.
Running, Galliard, just like you fled the Folrost shipyards in the Sith War, leaving people like my father to die. Time for that court-martial. At last.
Just a minute, Galliard. Your boss, Shantique, said Jarael's friends were hidden someplace ironic. When I told this to, the person who took Jarael, he nearly fell over. It must be Osadia, where you captured them. And he's taken Jarael there now!
Amazing. The lady was right. We weren't off Volgax a day when Shantique up and left for Osadia. Some dream she had in the middle of dinner.
Dream? A force vision?
I was hoping it was a stroke. Whatever. She took off and took Baranjar's crack security team with her. Little snow hairs walking into quite a welcoming party. Shame I'll miss the reunion.
The coordinates!
You'll find them anyway. They're in our databanks. Wipe each other out.
to blazes with all of you! This is a long way, Zayne. Jarael and her pals could be dead and buried by the time Hot Prospect gets there.
I know. Admiral Careth, I need your help.
I'll give you this, Carrick. You've got nerve. After all you've put me through,
What I've put you through? I've seen the holo feeds. You saved the crew of Courageous, single-handedly protected Lord Adaska's ship against Mandi invaders, thwarted the hijacking of the fleet at Coruscant, and just now, you discovered one of history's great fugitives, on your own. Seems you've come out pretty well. Now, some might say you had nothing to do with those things. That half your legend is a fraud. But I would never say that, would I?
take them where they want to go, Teleto. Just get them out of my sight.
Osadia, outside the grounds of the abandoned New Generation Academy.
I know Jarael, Mandalorian, but what do you want? You stole my children! Where are they? I've stolen a lot of people's children. How am I supposed to remember yours? This is how! Don't just stand there! Give me that!
No, he's down! You don't have to!
You cannot hold back against these people, Jarael! Remember what they did to me! I mean, to us. They've got to be here somewhere. I'll check the barracks. Try the training hall.
Aboard Testament. I'm glad to help, Zayne. Malik's still on Coruscant anyway, and Careth's no happier about us ferrying Jedi than the Jedi Council is. But I thought Pharaoh and Malik said their Crusaders had full support. Wishful thinking, I'm afraid. Cathar changed some minds, but not all, and the Republic wouldn't risk working with rogue Jedi. But Revan found a way. In the Sith War, the Admiralty deputized various Mercy Corps, teams of civilian healers, to travel with us to hotspots. In 30 years, the Council had never rejected an active Jedi's request to volunteer for them, so our Jedi Expeditionary Task Force is actually one big Mercy Corps under Revan. It's fragile and tentative, but the Council has allowed it, for now. Revan's really quite clever.
It's a fraud. You're taking them off to fight.
And you're not a real Mandalorian, Spikes, or we wouldn't be taking you anywhere. Let me show you around. It's not often we get a celebrity aboard. I guess it was lucky Shell found a connection between Galliard and Careth, and luckier still he was the one on patrol out here.
Yeah, right. Lucky.
Huh?
I've been thinking. This Demigol, he's more than a bad break. He's almost a bad break for every good break we ever got. But that happens to you, doesn't it? You use the Force to fake an invasion on Vanquo, and then the Mandis actually invade. You use it to get the Mandis to leave Flashpoint, only to have the worst Mandis sneak off with us. You use it to help us enter the Dre Palace, only for us to find the real trouble someone we never heard of. I've been at this a while. I know when the fix is in. Which leaves me with only one question. What are you doing?
Oh, that. It's a learning disability, or that's what they called it. When I reach into the Force to affect an outcome, I don't have a good grasp, for want of a better term, and fate sort of rocks back and forth like a tipped glass. I'll survive a fall, only to land at my teacher's feet, or in a vat of industrial waste. And it can work the other way. Yeah, we arrived at a different party than we were expecting at Lucian's, but we also arrived just as they were preparing a banquet, so the dining room was all set up when I needed to protect myself. The Force didn't set the table for me, people did. But you don't get timing as good, or as bad as mine without a nudge. I just wish I'd gotten a better handle on things before Jarael got the worst of it.
They thought it was a disability. Just goes to show the Jedi don't play cards. What kind of teachers don't play cards? In Pazak, it's not the swings that break you. It's how you bet during them. But you know they're coming. And if you can see 'em, you can play 'em. Don't you get it? For you, the galaxy's a fair game. Things might look bad, but in the end, everything balances out for you. If you know that, you can use that, my young apprentice.
I am not calling you master.
That's mastermind. At least I'm smart enough to let you go face death on your own this time.
Osadia.
Ready for class. I know I left school a little early, but as you can see, I've learned some things since then. Shantique, I thought you left me for dead. Zayne didn't tell you then. I'm not surprised. I had a premonition you would come here with someone I couldn't see. But I know this. It wasn't with your boy Jedi. He knows what you are and what you've done. No, I explained all that. You were hurting children. I had to stop you. Zayne just needs time. Time you don't have. He's a boy. He doesn't want your problems. I washed away his devotion to you in a single day and night. You're nothing, and nothing to him. No, that's wrong. You turned him against me, but he sacrificed himself for me once. Once was enough. Can't let him go around thinking that's sensible behavior. I think when we're done here, I'll look him up. He is young, but he'll grow up fast, back in the dueling pits. No! Nice weapon. I can imagine the things I'll do with it. You can't have it! Ah! No. I want you out of my life!
Above Osadia. This isn't much of a jetpack, Zayne. You'd better be right about this. It's why I brought a Mandalorian, Roland. You guys don't wait for a landing site when there's a job to do. That must be the place below. You find Demogol. I have to reach Jarael while there's still time. Go ahead. You stabbed me years ago. Finish the job. Ah! Shantique! You came back for her. Why did you come back for her? I showed you what the Crucible does. She was with us! What more evidence could you want? I have all that I need. Jarael was the protector of those she oversaw. They named her that themselves. I remember it now. It took a while to process Snout's memories to see that for myself, but I didn't need it. I know Jarael. She is the protector. You're the destroyer. You tried to deceive me, just like your father. My father? What would you know about? Look into my mind. You'll see what I know. You can sense it all, can't you? Kuhn's savor is amplifying your powers, helping you see. Antos Warwick, the man who gave you to the slavers years ago. He's your father, and he's here. Elsewhere. Where are you? Where are you? Where? Excuse me, but you've got the wrong suit. Ah! There's nothing Mandalorian in you, Darmanda. Lies, deceit, even testing on children. You haven't earned the right to armor. Least of all, mine! Get off me! Ah! What? I don't get any of this. You mentioned Warwick, and Shantique took off looking for him, and now you say he's Demogol. Are you insane? He was my mentor. I knew you were upset with me, Zayne, but this, I know you don't think much of me now, with good reason. But you have to trust me.
This school was a Mandalorian project. His project. He's here to salvage it. There was something different about his students. You're all touched with the Force in a powerful way. It's why I'm glad you lost that lightsaber. It's an evil artifact. In the hands of a Force user, it could really change them. You could have killed Shantique, and then worse. But I didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't. I just wanted her to leave me alone. I didn't feel anything from the lightsaber, except maybe that it's really tough to use. Are you sure? I could sense it before I was in the building. No dark presence, no coldness, nothing. Funny, because I can feel it. You were right about this weapon, love. I feel it amplifying my strength. It's like I don't need the crucible. I have a destiny all my own. It's not your destiny, Shantique. You can use the Force, but you don't know the risks. The past has demons. So do I, but not for long. You, then the old man. I'm only sorry I didn't find him first.
Where are my children?
I'm your child. I'm Kasala.
I don't care. I meant the good children. The other ones. The ones that worked.
They're in the schoolyard.
Where are they?
I didn't say they were in the schoolyard, dear father. They're in the schoolyard.
You buried them. You killed them.
That's the right order. Once a year, since becoming Magister and Presser, to commemorate our parting years ago. Lovely tradition. There were enough to keep me going for years, until your coming here forced my hand. Too bad.
Too bad. They were powerful. They could have been powerful if they had been taught the Force.
Somebody should have taught them to hold their breath.
Still, they should have been able to fend you off. A failure like you. Wait, all is not lost. Jarael still has the blood of Archajeth. Her genes can still provide the basis for my Mandalorian Knights.
I'm not going anywhere with you. It won't work anyway, Demagol.
What do you know? Another failure you are! Some Jedi. You never taught Jarael anything!
Haven't you figured out why? I just did. The Force is incredibly strong in Shantique, the one you threw away. But not Jarael, or any of her engineered siblings. It couldn't be. She didn't sense a chill from Kuhn's lightsaber. She's got physical talent from years of practice. She may even be in touch with the Force somehow, but she's not your natural wonder. Wait, what about back on the comet? I sensed that eruption. I did too. The ground was rumbling under our feet.
That is preposterous. What about the chain she broke on Matelos 3? You remember, Jarael? We focused, and you... I broke that chain.
How? The same way you just drew me, Demagol. The same way I'm betting you unwittingly hid your true nature from Zayne and every Jedi who met you. With the Force. You could use the Force all along, and you never knew it. You're the failure. The other researchers knew. If your students could use the Force, it wasn't because of anything you did. But the Force was in you, and in your daughter, and you never knew.
The daughter...
What?
Wrong, Saver, but I had a 50-50 chance.
Not around me, you didn't. Everything balances out. Days later, in an apartment building on Coruscant, I apologized to the Jedi for losing track of Exar Kun's lightsaber earlier, but they were glad to get it under lockdown. But I owe you an apology, Jarael, for judging you. Zayne, you don't have to. Yes, I do. I did exactly what you were afraid everyone else would do. What I saw with the Crucible was bad, but it should never have shaken my faith in you, of all people. I should know better. When you grow up never being good enough, every day's a compromise between what you want to be and what you are. I know what you wanted to be for those people, and that's what's important. Wow, thank you. Funny, you turned up in my junkyard a standard year ago tomorrow. A shame we don't have more to show for it, huh? Well, that's actually why I brought you here this morning. Put another way, happy anniversary. Dessa? Mama? Daddy? I told Zayne I'd interviewed exiled researchers from Mosadia who were off-world with Demagor when the Crucible hit. When he said they were offshoots, I had a feeling. And when I met them yesterday, I knew. Zayne, thank you. Don't thank me. Thank Roland. I couldn't have done it without, him? Roland? The next evening.
So, Roland has returned to his run, huh? Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. After all that sleep, he's ready.
You don't look like you're getting much sleep.
Not since folks heard the hero of Sirocco is hosting Good Valor's Little Bivoli in person. With Slisk working his wonders in the kitchen, everyone who's anyone in the Republic wants to be seen here. Every government deal on Coruscant's being made here, and every table's wired for sound. It pays for the incidentals, like bribing the food inspectors. You wouldn't believe what playing by the rules costs. I'm sorry you're leaving. I could use you here.
Nah, too many paths stretching out there. The Rogue Moon Project always needs help, and the Jedi want me to help students with similar training problems. And then there's that war. And, you know, I have this nice new speeder bike. It'd be a shame to let her sit in the garage.
You humans, you keep trying to choose who to be, but why stop at one choice? You can be everybody. And if you don't know how to be someone, you can fake it. And now, I need you to fake waiting tables. We're short today, and someone at table 17 has a question.
Just this once. I don't think you could find anything that would keep me around here playing henchman again. Crazy Snivian, this had better be for real. It is. Happy anniversary. I, thought you'd be with your family. They're good? They're good. Amazed, really, with how I turned out. I'll be staying on Coruscant a while to get to know them, so I'll have some time here. I've been working out how I want to spend it. Griff said you had a question? Yes. I hear there are Jedi who avoid emotional connections, physical contact. You aren't a Jedi like that, are you? I'm not a Jedi. I would have been a very, very bad Jedi. And if I was a Jedi like that, I'd flunk out. We'll see. When you say physical contact, you're not going to beat me up again, are you? Oh, shut up.
Master mine.